Welcome to Ignite Me Now. I'm your host, Melissa Mackey, aka Melissa the Motivator. I am a mom to Patience Grace. I am an author, a speaker, and most of all, I am a mompreneur. I am on a mission. In fact, I'm a single mama on a mission to inspire moms all around the globe to tap into their potential, live their best life, and most of all, make money doing the things they love. You are going to learn tactical, practical, and applicable things to your business so that you can grow, scale, or start your business. You are also going to hear inspiring interviews from thought leaders all around the globe. So buckle up. If you love what you hear, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. So, where are you right now? California?
I'm in LA. I saw that lovely this little Facebook message you sent me, by the way. It was so beautiful. I hope we responded to that, but thank you for that.
Yes. So everybody, holy smokes, what a day we have had so far. And you know what is so freaking interesting is the word trauma. We have actually had Theron Fleury talk about trauma yesterday and what he's had to overcome. And today our topic is all about money. And just before, this wonderful lady that we have right now, she talked about your money trauma. And so this is a beautiful opportunity for you to really tap into what has not been working. Where has there felt like this resistance? And I am so excited because a few weeks ago, I had reached out to a friend of mine and she said, have you ever heard of Marisa Peer? And I was like, no, actually, I haven't. And so, Marisa, I found all your YouTube videos and I started diving deep. And the craziest thing was I had a friend of mine who was staying at my house. And she said, God woke me up last night at 3:00 in the morning and told me to go to YouTube, and your name popped up. I had your name on my piece of my note paper, and here we are today. And so why am I sharing this? Because I want each and every single one of you who is hearing this, when you get that call, go for it. Because the worst that could happen is somebody says no. And I know, especially with women, we allow that small little inner voice to say, who are you to reach out? Who are you to ask? But here's the thing. The more times that you ask for what you want, the more availability that could come and opportunity that could come in your doors. So I am so excited because Marisa Peer is here with us today. She is a best-selling author, motivational speaker, and leading celebrity therapist. She is the creator of Rapid Transformational Therapy, a pioneering, revolutionary, and cutting-edge method of fast, effective therapy. Marisa has spent nearly 3 decades treating a client list that includes international superstars, CEOs, royalty, and Olympic athletes. Her engaging and amusing talks are peppered with anecdotes from an unparalleled career in which she has helped thousands of people to overcome profound personal issues. A best-selling author of 5 books, Marisa's USP is that she teaches simple steps that produce dramatic and life-changing results. And so I'm excited. I want you guys, I know we're not in a live event space, but I want you to give a nice little round of applause as we welcome Marisa here on our Faith Over Fear Summit. Marisa, welcome.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you. So I am, first off, I would like to start this conversation off by sharing a little bit about yourself. Like, what got you to where you are today? And how has faith kind of come into play in your life, in the experiences that you have gone through?
So what got me here, it's so strange. We all believe we have a journey that we're going on. And I always thought I was going over here, and the universe said, no, you're not going over there. You're going over there and over there. And then you'll finally get back to where you're going. So when I was growing up, I had and my father was an amazing principal, what we call a head teacher. And I always wanted to be a teacher. And I thought that's what I would do. But I realized very quickly that that wasn't for me, although now it's so funny I've come back to being a teacher. And so I took a leap of faith and I did all kinds of interesting things. I left training to be a child psychologist and went to work for Jane Fonda, which was great fun. But I really was looking at the mindset of people. So many people in her workout studios on Robertson Boulevard had anorexia, bulimia, and they were trying to treat it logically. And of course, it's sorry, I've got these little rescue kittens in my house. Look, I'll show you one. I just saved them from being killed in a pound, and now they think I'm their mum, so they're climbing all over me, aren't you? But aren't they cute?
Yeah.
And these are like interesting little cats, because when I opened the crate, one of them ran out and went, "Oh, I want this life," and it made a decision that it was better off being here, and it just follows me all around the house. The other one is very scared and keeps hiding away, and I'm having to teach it every day to be familiar with being touched and held. And so coming back to money and faith, I really began to understand, even when I was working for Jay, no, you can't go on that keyboard, that mindset is everything. And most people don't understand the wirings of the human brain. So whether you want tremendous wealth, tremendous success, phenomenal love, you have to understand the workings of your brain. And when I was working with Jane Fonda, with all these girls who had everything, heads of networks, but they're obsessed with the amount they weighed, I understood what was going on in the mind. The mind likes what is familiar and only likes it. You are hardwired and coded to go back to what you know. If you have
your video stopped. I think it was the cat.
Yeah, I've just moved the cat. Let me put it back on again. Sorry. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
They're fine. It's okay. So we are wired as human beings to go back to what's familiar. And in order to get tremendous wealth, tremendous financial abundance, you really need to understand the workings of your mind, because until you do, you're working on habits and not thoughts. People say things like money slips through my fingers and I just can't keep money and I don't know how to ask for money. And it's a belief. So before you change the habit of ask for more, invest, you've got to change the belief. And the beliefs about money are always the same. I'm not worth it. I don't deserve it. How many of us hear our parents go, I want, never gets. If you ask, you won't get it. You're greedy. Don't ask. Don't embarrass you about asking for more. Aren't you satisfied with what you've got? You're really upsetting me. Don't show me up. And so I understood this wiring of the mind that, when we lived in tribes, what made us safe was the same old, same old. We wouldn't go somewhere unusual on our own. It's so interesting that we think we're so evolved and we've gone way past ancestral thoughts, but we really haven't. Women in a group, when they're out for lunch or dinner, they go to the bathroom together. No one in their house says to their sister, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Do you want to come? But when you're out, we automatically go to the bathroom with a friend, because that's what made us survive in a tribe. You took somebody with you to look out for a snake or a weird person from another tribe or a lion in the background. And this need to recreate what we already know is really a huge downer for people who've never had money, because 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt in 3 years. Now, if that isn't a lesson in rejecting what you don't know, then I don't know what is. So if only I had money, if only I had more money. Funnily enough, you can't solve money problems with more money. Anyone who keeps giving money to their kid will tell you that you don't solve money problems with more money. So many people dream about winning the lottery, fantasize, and sometimes they win it and they will lose all of it in 3 years. Because if it's familiar to get a paycheck on a Friday, pay for all the essentials, and then have nothing left by the next Friday, when you win $50 million, you'll just recreate, buy stuff, pay for stuff, have no clue what investing is. And the 30% of lottery winners who don't lose their money are the ones who already had money. So you have to have faith. When I started off as a therapist, I think I charged $50 an hour. Now I charge $5,000. But to go from 50 to 5,000, you have to have faith. I'm worth it. I deserve that. I've earned that. And I've worked with so many rock stars, and I worked with 2 different bands, one male band, one female band. And they both were absolutely broke. I mean, they were at the top of their game. It's like, how could you have no money after 4 years? I don't know. I bought Rolexes and Porsches, and it was such fun. I had no idea that every time my management sent me a first class ticket, it was coming out of my royalties, and now I've got no money left. You see, they were never taught to invest, and your relationship with money begins before you are 5 years old. You learn what you live. If you see mum juggling around, she's got 3 jars. One jar is for the bills, one jar is for essentials, one jar is for school shoes, and now you want some shoes, and she's juggling the jars and getting really stressed because she's robbing Peter to pay Paul. Now you have a belief, I mustn't ask for anything. It upsets people. And it's not just being poor. One of my clients said that her grandmother was wealthy, and she'd come to the house and she'd slip her money and go, don't tell your brother and sister. They won't like you if they know I'm giving you this money. Keep it a secret. And here she is, very wealthy, but this deep sense of shame that she has more. And so it's so interesting, our relationship with money. You have to go right back to the beginning and understand, what did you learn about money? Where did you learn it? What did that mean? And why are you still holding on to that? You know, I've worked with millionaires who won't put the heating on. I was flying back from a convention once, and I sat next to this very, very famous doctor. And as the flight began to land, he said, oh, are you taking the train? And I went, no, I'm taking a cab. He went, you know, the cab into central London is $150. I said, I know. He said, and the train is only 25. I'm like, I know, but the train takes 2.5 hours. The cab takes 40 minutes. Time is money, and I value myself enough. I'm not going to get on a train and change trains. I'm going in a cab. I said, you can share it if you like, but he had such a scarcity mindset. And if you have that fear of spending money, fear of tipping, holding back, trying to get stuff for free, worrying about spending it, you're living in scarcity. And you've got to go from scarcity to abundance. And none of these things are hard to do. So my faith when I started out was that I always wanted to be amazing at my job. When I became a therapist, I wanted to be the best therapist, the most written about, talked about, known therapist. And that's a leap of faith. You have to pick up the phone and say to a magazine, hey, would you like to write about me? They might go, no, who are you? I don't want to write about you. I was very lucky. The first one I called said, I'd love to write about you. And so I began to take action every single day in the direction of my goals. I mirrored people who were massively successful. When you say to a successful person, how much is it? They never go, oh, it's $1,000, or, well, it's a bit expensive, you know, and you probably think it's too much. It's $1,000. I know you might not have $1,000, but it is worth it. You have to practice saying your investment in me, because I never talk about fee or price. Your investment is $5,000, and it's worth every penny. And so you've got to get used to asking for money with a sense of being worth it. You know, the most successful advert of all time is L'Oreal. You're worth it. It makes people spend more money on shampoo because there's Jennifer Aniston buying the expensive one. They want to be like her. You know, we're always trying to buy brands. I want Gucci perfume or Chanel perfume. I can't buy a Chanel bag, but I'll have the perfume. And we pay more for stuff that makes us feel good. And in fact, if you're a seller on here, all we're ever after is feelings, and everything you want without exception is because of how it's going to make you feel. And when you can give your client that feeling, people want to feel good. Mm-hmm. You buy stuff that makes us feel good, but you can get the feeling without the stuff, and then you've cracked it. You have really cracked it when you can say, but I don't need that. You can have it, but you don't need it. So I always had faith that I'd do something amazing. Always had faith that I would think outside the box. And I remember when I first worked on a television show, and it was me and a doctor and a trainer. And of course, the doctor had this vibe of, I'm an eminent doctor, I know everything. And the dieting advice he was giving was dreadful. It was all about, low calorie, low calorie, low calorie. Low calorie is absolutely not the way to go, because carbs that are low calorie are high in sugar. It should be high fat, low starch. And I didn't have the courage to question him and say, everything you're telling these people on TV is wrong, because he was a doctor. But I learned by the end of the show to open my mouth and go, I'm really sorry, but that's not correct. That's actually not true. And I was recently giving a talk to about 5,000 people, and I was saying in the audience, by the way, the studies that say you have a chemical imbalance and make you depressed, they're not flawed. They are non-existent. And now most medical professions are very pro me, and I work with a lot of doctors. They endorse my books, but I'm happy to take people on now. I have faith now that it's okay. Somebody said to me once, who are you to come out with all this stuff? I'm like, well, who am I not? I've been doing this for 33 years. I have a voice. And we all have a voice, but you've got to find your voice. And you find your voice, find your gift, monetize it. Everyone has a skill. We're all born with an immense skill, an immense gift. And to monetize your gift, you need to do three things. You need to find out what it is, obviously. You need to have phenomenal self-belief that you have something people want to buy. You have to take action every day, because we'll say, I've got all of that, but I don't do marketing. You have to do marketing. My daughter is an amazingly gifted artist, and I kept saying, baby, you're churning out all these paintings. You've got to do marketing. But I realized that marketing is just not her jam. So eventually I paid her to have her own PR, and that's working out very well for her. But not so well for me, because I'm paying the bill every month. But it's actually very, very productive. So you've got to have a product. You've got to be able to tell people how good it is. You've got to have phenomenal self-belief, and you have to take action every day in the direction of your goals. And I look at people going on Shark Tank. That's brave. I've got a product, I'm going to go on Shark Tank. And some of the most successful products out there were laughed off Shark Tank. The people that were laughed off bounce back. The bounce back factor. A delay is not a denial. Rejection just means one person doesn't like it, somebody else will. So come back and come back. I had one book turned down. I was getting $10,000. I had so many meetings with this publisher, and then they rejected. We don't want it after all of that. They made me jump through so many hoops. And it was crushing that after all of that work, they didn't want it. And I was just about to give it to another publisher for $2,000 when I met someone, and she said, you got to have faith in me. Do not give that book away. That is your life's work. Trust me, I'll get you a deal, but it's not going to be published for 2 years. I'm like, 2 years? I need it out now. She went, no, listen to me. So I listened, and a year and a half later, I got $180,000 for that very same book. And even weirder, the people who offered me 10 were one of the people that were bidding for it at 190, but I didn't take them because I felt they behaved very disingenuously. It was the same book. Sometimes you have to have faith. You have to trust someone to help you. You have to listen to people who've got good advice. You have to listen to yourself, and you just got to keep going. I mean, so many, we think people who are successful haven't been rejected. Oh, they have. They've been rejected, humiliated, fired, but they come back. The bounce back factor is only in one direction. Came third on X Factor. They didn't go, oh, we're third. Nobody likes us. They said, we're not quitting. And they, for many years, were the most successful in terms of money boy band in the entire world. Maybe they still are. So you have to have the faith that you can't be rejected.
I love that. And in the comments here, there's a lot of people talking about finding your voice. And you made a comment about a delay is not a denial. And so when you're talking about the relationship that we all have with money and how it's formed up until the age of 5 years old, how do people begin to revisit or visit being, 5 and under? Well,
we're going to do a little meditation later, and we'll look at that. But even now, take a minute and think, what did my parents teach me about money? You know, my father is the loveliest man, but he was brought up in hardships. He was forever switching off the lights, looking for reduced items in the store. And he was a head teacher. We had money, but he always acted like we didn't. He never wanted to pay for parking. He'd park the car further and walk. So he brought me up in this scarcity mindset that there wasn't enough, and there was enough. He did have money, but he was acting from his childhood. And he always told this story about how his mother was so ill and his dad couldn't afford a doctor and she nearly died. And they finally found a doctor who offered to do it for delayed payment. But he lived in fear of running out of money because of that scene where his father couldn't pay a doctor to come and treat his sick wife. So he lived in terror of running out of money. So take a minute and think, what did my parents say about money? I mean, it's not rocket science. We all know money doesn't grow on trees. I can't find the money. Well, that's bizarre because you don't find money. You find a talent and you monetize it. I can't find the money. I don't know where the money's coming from. Money slips through my fingers. There's not enough money. If I ask for more, someone else gets less. I'm greedy to want more. I shouldn't show off. I don't deserve more. I'm not worthy. So look at the beliefs. I'm sure right now you can think of one thing your parents said about money. Don't waste money. Turn off that's a waste of money. They must have more money than sense. And here's another thing we hear. Look at those rich people. They're not good people. They sold their soul to the devil. The pursuit of money is evil. It doesn't even say that in the Bible. It says the pursuit of money above everything else is evil. And, you know, we misquote even biblical sayings, then believe, well, this must be true. And so you have to challenge the belief. Well, yeah, my dad did live in terror, but I'm not my dad. I have medical insurance. I live half my life in the UK where there's free medical care. I don't have to live in scarcity. There is enough. You know, there's enough money in the world for everyone. It's very unfairly distributed, but there is enough money. And the top 20% in every classification, in every field will always be employed, even in a pandemic. I mean, I'm not bragging because I really feel for this, but we are busier than ever. We are inundated with work. And I know for someone who's got 3 kids living in a high rise and they've just been laid off, that doesn't help. But maybe it does if you look and think, well, what can I do? There's always something you can do. And so another thing that helps you a great deal, go back and look at your money beliefs and then flip them, change them. If I buy that, I might run out of money. I'm scared of spending. I need to save it for a rainy day. I don't want to waste it. That's showing off. That's being flippant. That's not honoring money or respecting money. I'm a good person. I've got a spiritual job. And so I shouldn't ask for money. No doctor would say, I've got a spiritual job. I'm a surgeon and I'm doing it for nothing. So you got to look at all of these beliefs and just write out a new one. When you've written out the old one, write out a new one. You know, my father, who lived in this terror of money, I remember my 13th birthday, he told me I could have these trousers that I wanted, these pants, and then he hadn't bought them, and I asked him for the money, and he was so angry. He threw it at me in coins, and he wasn't a bad person. He was obviously having a very bad day. In the back of the car, he threw this money to me, and it was like $15. It was so long ago. But he left me with a message. Oh, I don't deserve nice stuff. My dad isn't going, let me buy you a lovely gift. You're my daughter. I love you. He was like, oh, stop asking me for money. You're so ungrateful. Here it is. And he threw it at me. And I did buy the pants, but I never enjoyed them because the message I got was, you asking for money has made me feel so bad. And it took me a long time to start spending money on stuff because of that message. So look at your message. What was your message? Sometimes it's your mum goes without so you can have more. Now you feel guilty. Sometimes other kids don't like because you have more and you feel guilty. Sometimes it's just watching a dad, and I've seen this so much, come home from work, take antacids, take medication, go, oh, this is the price you pay for being an executive. It kills you. One of my clients who had a massive money block, she just couldn't make money. Now she's so well off. Said that her dad used to have a shop. They lived over the shop. And he had headaches every day. He worked 6.5 days a week, and he'd lie on the sofa going, this job will be the death of me. Working these hours is killing me. You know, you never get a day off when you're self-employed. There's no sick pay. And she thought, if that's what a job does, I don't even want one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a job if it kills you. So we have no idea that we learn what we live. We are wired. And if you link pain to asking for money, it really affects your life. So another of my clients was a very, very successful accountant, made other people lots of money, but she couldn't make any. And when I spoke to her, she said, my parents were both doctors. They divorced. My mum earned way more money than my dad. And every visit, she'd say, ask your dad for money. Tell him you need $100 for a school trip. Tell him you need $100 for new shoes. Tell him you need a sports kit and it's $100. She said, my dad knew it wasn't $100. And I was saying, make sure you get that money. Tell him it's $100 for this school equipment and don't come back without it. So she'd say to her dad, Dad, I need $100. And he knew. And he gave me the money with this sad look in his face because he knew my mother was lying. And I remember thinking, when I grow up, I'll never ask anyone for money. Never, never, never. Now she's an accountant. She doesn't even bill her clients, doesn't send them invoices because she can't ask for money. So sometimes we think these things are silly, but you have what's called an imprint. So you have an authority figure, usually a parent, a child, and an event. And another of my clients said that at Christmas, she got a doll's house, her brother got a bike, she wanted the bike. She got on the bike and her parents went crazy, went, you're so greedy, look at you. Why can't you just be happy with what you've got? You're the most selfish, greedy, disgusting girl wanting your brother's gift. And she thought, oh, I better not ever pretend I want more than what I've got ever again, because it makes people that I depend on, they don't like me anymore. So look at your story and then change the ending. You know, we're always working so hard to make it the same. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what your parents told you. Your beliefs are yours to change. Mm-hmm. Change your beliefs. Say things like, I attract abundance. I attract wealth. I am so wealthy. I'm attracting, so I have financial security. I'm like a wealth magnet. Mm-hmm. I come up with these amazing ideas. I monetize them, because if you believe that, it becomes true. And a thing that will really help you is to understand that every thought you think about money and every word you construct about money is a blueprint that your mind and body work to make real. Mm-hmm. I'll never have enough money. I don't know how I can ever find that money. I don't know how to get money. You know, people who've been very successful, even Donald Trump went bankrupt and came back. I'm not saying I'm a fan of his at all, but that blueprint to come back. Mm-hmm. So you can have a blueprint of scarcity or not, and after a while it becomes your choice.
I love that. And I'm just looking at all the comments. You know, there's actually one lady who is a friend of mine. Her name is Gloria, and she actually just finished taking your RTT training today.
Hey.
And she said it would be great for her to take us through a session, which I already know you're going to walk us through meditation here right away. And she said, yeah, there's a lot of comments about, you know, what is your philosophy on the whole idea of that we must hustle, we must work hard for our money? I mean, in my mind, I kind of already assume what you're going to say with, you know, how did you grow up? Did you grow up believing that you had to work hard? Therefore, if you go online and you move your business online, it's pretty darn easy to earn money online.
Yeah, I believe that when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And I always often, when I'm teaching my courses, at the end I say, well, this isn't work. I've never worked. I love what I do and I do what I love. So I don't consider myself working ever. But on the other hand, I charge what you would call high fees to work with clients, high fees to speak on stage. And many years ago, one of my clients asked me to work with a guy who was a drug addict with not a lot of money. And he came along, and when he left, she called him and said, how was it? He said, it was reassuringly expensive. She charged so much that I knew it must work. And for a heroin addict, that was a great thing for him to believe. I mean, I am good at what I do. And I do charge fees that recognize that. I've charged people less. I've worked with single parents, damaged children, suicidal teens, and of course I adjust my fees. But that expression, reassuringly expensive, if I charged him $25, he would have just come in, had the session, gone away, not even tried. People often say to me too, when I came to you, you charged me so much money. I had to make it work because I wasn't going to waste that money. Many, many years ago, IBM asked me if I would stop all their staff smoking. The UK just brought in this law which said you can't smoke anywhere in public now. So they said, okay, we're going to send you all our staff. And I have a really high success rate of some people smoking. And the success rate went down. I'm like, what is going on here? And then I realized they weren't paying. IBM was paying for their sessions in advance. I thought, you know what? I have an afternoon off. I'll just turn up and see that crazy hypnotist. I haven't lost anything. I had to go back and go, look, this is what we're going to do. They must pay for their own session and you reimburse them in a year. But if you keep giving them free therapy, they have nothing to lose, whether it works or not. So valuing something is very important. And you have to value yourself. And I often tell this story, it's not new, but when I was at school, I went to a normal free school. My brother went to private school. He was the genius of the family, the boy. And we both used to do math. And my math would say, you have 6 bananas. You've given 3 away. How many you got left? Well, I've got 3, but I've given away all my equity. I gave half my equity of bananas to my friend. My brother's math said, you have 8 businesses. You sell 3. How many have you got left? Well, 5, but he had all the equity. He wasn't giving away bananas. He was selling businesses, selling companies, selling stock. And even at 7 years old, his mind was being taught, you have all this stock. You can sell some and buy more stock. And my mind was being taught, give away half your bananas. And it sounds so silly, but as a parent, very early on, you need to teach children about monetizing a gift. And they go, Mum, I need this toy. I need this thing. It's very easy to give it. But what you have to do is actually make them earn it. Okay, you're going to have to empty the dishwasher for 3 months. They're going to chip your plates, do it all wrong, put them in the wrong place. That's not the point. You have got to teach them. There is always something you can monetize. And then they learn, oh, if I want something, I earn it. I find a way. And my daughter wanted this one particular Polly Pocket dream house. She put it on her Christmas list. She hadn't got it. So she wanted it. I said, look, you've just had so many gifts. You have to earn that. You have to get 150 stars. And I made it a lot of stars, a lot of work. And when she got it, she never looked at it. She enjoyed getting those stars way more than getting the gift because she was learning something. And we should always be teaching our children, what can you do? How can you monetize? What can you create? And if you do that, they'll always believe there's a way. I know that in England and America, we have 3 generations of welfare families. That's not their fault, but it's a really bad thing to bring kids up with the belief that there's no work out there. I can't do anything. You have to say, no, you can do anything, because some of the smartest people, Mark Zuckerberg, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, I don't know if Mark came from poverty, I'm sure he didn't, but they didn't come from Harvard. They didn't come out with a degree and wealthy parents. They came from nowhere. I know the guy that was a hair, very, very famous hair care products. And he lived in his car for a long time as he built up that product. So it's a belief. And then when you have that mindset that you can create something amazing, you'll create something amazing. You know, kids are so smart. In England, the police were finding all these teenage boys with half a tennis ball in their pocket. They're like, why do we keep finding them? And they realized that what they were doing is going out with half a tennis ball, putting it over a Mercedes lock, hitting it, and the air would disable the most expensive locking system in the world. And Mercedes straight away employed those kids, rather like Catch Me If You Can. The guy that was based on now works for the FBI. Even if you are doing something illicitly, illegally, you have that mindset, you can make that real. You know, some ex-criminals are the best. They work for locksmiths now, they work for home security because it's still a gift. And we all have a gift. That's step one. Monetize the gift is step two. Have phenomenal belief in your gift is step three. And tell everyone how good you are. You know, our RTT therapists, they are all over the world. And they charge more than conventional therapists. And they get it because they're really good. And recently I had to go on a particular therapy training course in order to get the right accreditation to work in America to teach. And the course had 3 people on it, one of which was me. And the guy said, I don't understand. How are your courses sold out? You have 70 people at a time. You charge 5 times what I charge. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I tell everyone it's the best therapy in the world because it is. We have great marketing team behind us, but I really believe in what I do. I think my therapy is the best therapy in the world. I tell everyone it's the best therapy. People don't go, well, that's a bit arrogant. It's a bit big-headed. You go to a doctor and say, hey, I've got cancer. You don't want them to go, well, I have good days and bad. I'm quite good, you know. I'm going to do my best. You want to go, listen, I am the best oncologist in this town, in this country. You are in the best hands. I will save you. You will live. You'll still be here when you're 90 years old because I am the best. Try going to one that says, well, I'm all right. You know, I try really hard to say, I can't promise anything because, you know, I don't know. And I saw that in action. One of years ago, I was dating someone that had prostate cancer. And he said, look, I don't want your help. I'm going to do this myself. Leave it to me. And I said, but you must go to the best oncologist. I've already found one. I said, well, okay, I'll leave you alone if you do one thing. Please go and see this guy, Roger Kirby. He is the best prostate cancer doctor in Europe. Go and see him, and then I'll shut up. So he begrudgingly went along. What was so funny is his guy got his notes and went, oh, yes, I see. You know, this is unfortunate. You have prostate cancer. I do my best. You know, I'm trying my best. We'll try this. And if that doesn't work, we'll try that. And if that doesn't work, well, there's something else. Roger Kirby went, don't you worry about a thing. I'm the best prostate cancer in Europe. You're going to live until you're 75. Which one do you think he went to? He said, I've already got a doctor. He said, oh, I trained him. He's a very nice man, but he's not as good as me. And so he went to Roger Kirby. And that was at least, gosh, my daughter was 7 then. So that was 23 years ago. He's still here. He's very well. But don't be scared of telling people how good you are.
So my last question for you, before you walk our audience through this beautiful meditation, Marisa, how do you remain so humble?
That's a lovely question because I feel that I was given my gift. I mean, you know, when I talked about the people I train, many of them are better than me. I know that the people I'm training, some will be way better than me. They'll go on to do amazing things. And I don't feel jealous. Like, oh, no, you can't be as good as me. People say, no, can I have a session with you? I'm like, no, I don't see clients anymore. Go and see X or Y or Z or the lovely girl who's on the call. They are every bit as good as me, possibly even better, because I've been doing it for 33 years. They're on fire with enthusiasm. So I think it's easy to be humble because gratitude is the highest frequency to resonate at. And I'm so grateful that I have this amazing career. I love what I do, and I do what I love. I believe that, you see, I teach the formula for RT. It's the formula for success. If you follow the formula, you can do it. People say, you're like Jamie Oliver, a therapist. I said, I am, because Jamie Oliver says, follow this recipe, do what I say in this way, and you will turn out a dish as good as the one I cooked. And I said, follow my training, and you'll be able to do what I do. And it's easy to be humble, because people will write to me, oh my God, you changed my life. I'm so happy I met you. And I always feel very blessed that I've got this amazing career. It's so extraordinary. First of all, it's one of the few careers where you can get older. And as a woman, the older you get, the wiser. People don't go, oh, well, you know, you don't look young, or you're not 25 anymore. It's a great gift to have a career where people do not question how old you are. And if they did, I think, oh, that's great. You've had a lot of experience. Mm-hmm. I was a single parent. It was a blessing to be a therapist, because I could work all around my baby's sleep schedule and then her school schedule. And I've always felt immensely blessed and lucky. I mean, I know you make your luck. I certainly made mine. But yeah, I'm in love with my job. I think it's the best job in the entire world. I'll never retire from it. So I feel humble, because I'm aware of how privileged I am having this great job where I have connection, certainty, meaning, and purpose.
Oh, I just love that. And I believe that so many people needed to hear that, because as you know, in the world that we live, it is so full of just that competitive atmosphere, and competitive coming from not a space of gratitude, but a space of like, there's not enough. I don't want somebody to be better than me doing the same sort of role. And it's just such BS.
I know. And, you know, if you look at natural leaders, I train a lot of natural leaders, they tell you how good they are straight away. They don't embellish. They don't brag. They go, I'm brilliant at this. This is my gift. This is what I'm excellent at. But they also employ people who are also better than them in other areas, and they never feel diminished. They go, oh no, give that to Karen, she's way better than me. Give that to Ian, he's much more skilled in that area. They're very good at praise, very good at building other people up. Mm-hmm. I saw that in Jamie Oliver time and time again, that he would give real quantifiable praise, and he would say, I'm good at cooking, I'm terrible at other things, this is my gift. So you can share when you know that you're good at something. And occasionally parents, I remember a parent recently, I was on a talk, said, can I make my kid good at everything? I said, are you? He said, no. I said, well, then there's your answer. Why would you make your kid be good at every subject when you're not? You're not supposed to be good at everything. You're supposed to be good at one thing: IT, computers, languages, inventing something. But, you know, if you were good at everything, we wouldn't employ gardeners or cooks or decorators, because we could do everything ourselves. Mm-hmm. So I see that a lot, that our search to be good at everything diminishes what we are really good at. Find your gift and be amazing at it. You need to be good at anything else. You know, there's someone in London called Jane Asher. She used to be Paul McCartney's girlfriend, and she makes cakes, only cakes. She charges $800 a cake. She's had books on making cakes. She doesn't make chicken recipes or soups or casseroles or pies, just cakes. Anastasia just did eyebrows. Who would have imagined you could make all that money just from doing eyebrows? Mm-hmm. But it's good to specialize. It's good to have a niche and believe in that you're the best. It's not lonely at the top. You want to be amongst the very best. Mm-hmm. It's not lonely at all. It's really nice, actually. So go there. And never be scared to tell people, this is what I'm really good at. It was Paul Mitchell, by the way, the one who lived in his car while he developed hair products.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, so I am going to stop my video so you're full screen. And do you want to finish today? Actually, before we, do you want to walk the people through?
Just tell me, first of all, how long would you like me to do this for, so I can time it? How long would you want this meditation to be?
Well, we could do up to 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. 15 minutes is great. I might ask my lovely PA to just put my clock here so I can see when 15 minutes is gone. And just in case we don't do this at the end, do go to imenough.com, because what is behind this, I can't ask for more. I can't ask for my true value is I'm not enough. So we're giving you 50% off our I'm Enough product, and you can find that at imenough.com. But let's do the 15-minute meditation and let's change everything. So are we ready to begin?
Yes, we are.
So just close your eyes. There's nothing to do except close your eyes. And just take a few deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to take a breath in, and I want you to give a breath away. And I want you again, receive a breath, give one away. And just one more time, take a breath in, give that breath away. And you're seeing the balance of giving and receiving, receiving and giving. And nature insists on balance. You must give and receive and give. But now I want you to do something else. I want you to take a breath. And then I want you to keep giving that breath away. So take a deep breath in, hold it. And now be a giver. Give that breath away. Keep giving. Keep breathing out. Give more. That's it. Give even more. Give even more than that. Give that breath away. Keep giving and giving. Keep breathing out. You can do better than that. Give away all of that breath. Give it to everyone else. I want you to keep giving until it feels so uncomfortable that you have to take. And when you can't stand the giving anymore, take a breath. Now breathe in and take. And now be a taker. Take more. Take more. Take everyone's breath out of the room, because if you take more, they're going to have less. So take even more. Take even more. Keep taking. You know, you can hold your breath for 4 minutes, so keep taking. Take even more. And I want you to notice how uncomfortable that feels to take and not give. It feels just as uncomfortable as giving and not taking. So now give again. And now go back to the balance you were born with. The first thing you did on the planet was take a breath and give one away. And when you can give and take, receive and give, you have balance. And I want you, every time you breathe in and out, to go, look, I'm giving and receiving. And if I can give and receive like this, if I can give and receive so easily, then I can give of my gift, my talent, and I can receive a phenomenal paycheck, because I have balance. You have balance. Give of yourself, give your gift, give your talent, give your skill, and then receive a handsome reward for what you do. Whatever career you're in, I want you to look at the people in your area doing the thing that you're going to do, and look for the ones that charge the most, and you match them, because you are just as good as them. You can now give and receive and receive and give. And if you can only give, if you can only, well, you know, I'm a coach and I want to help everyone. I want to just give so much. And I don't even stop to eat properly because I'm so busy giving. I go over time. I don't charge enough. That is being out of balance. Taking is just as bad. I don't care about my clients. I just charge and I just take the money and run. And I know we don't do that. Give and receive. And now I want you to say, I give and I receive. I give from my heart. My heart is open to give and my hands are open to receive. I give and receive. I receive and give. I give of my gift and talent. And my customers give me a very handsome salary, because I'm in balance now. I always will be. And to help you even more, because before the giving and receiving is the letting go of the blocks, I want you to think about the way you describe money. I want you to say out loud, even though you're just speaking to the screen, I want you to say out loud, what are the negative things you heard about money? And I'll help you by starting. Something we hear worldwide, money doesn't grow on trees. I don't have any money. I can't afford that. Don't ask. Don't be greedy. Don't show off. I don't know where the money is coming from. I can't find the money. Take a minute and I want you to say as loud as you can what you heard my father used to say, they must have more money than sense. People bought something expensive, you say, they must have more money than sense. A fool and his money are easily parted. And he was teaching me, don't spend anything, hold on to it, it might run out. But you see, that was holding on to the money, it wasn't giving and receiving. So say your statements out loud right now. Say another one. And you may want to really ask your friends, how do I talk about money? What's my relationship with money like? Ask other people, what was my mom or dad or gran always saying about money? We'll never have the money. Look at those rich people, we'll never be like them. And I want you to change the word money to energy. So now you're going to, if you said, money doesn't grow on trees, change it to energy doesn't grow on trees. A fool and his energy are easily parted. I don't know where the energy is coming from. Do that right now. And take a little longer, really dive deep to the things you heard about money. And now let's continue with your own beliefs. What do you say? I can't find customers to give me the money I need. Change that to I can't find the clients to give me the money I need. I don't know where to find the money is going to be changed to I can't find clients to give me the energy I need. I don't know how I'll ever find the energy I need. And now you're ready to change that. Every time you change the word money to energy, I have a gift, a skill, and people give me so much energy for that skill. I'm transacting energy. I give of a unique gift and talent. I monetize that. And just like energy, there's enough for everyone. Me having more will never mean you having less. In fact, the more I have, the more you benefit. And if you take a minute right now and think about how many people would benefit from you having more money. You see, when I charged $50 a session, I could pay my bills just as a single parent. When I charged $5,000, I could make so many free products. All my stuff on YouTube, I pay for the production and we give it away. Because I can do that now, I have more, other people benefit. So think about who will benefit from you having more. The more answers you can come up with, the more you are justifying and wiring in and firing in that it's right for you to have more if other people benefit. So go deeper. 80% of wealth is mindset, and that's great news because you can change your mindset anytime you like. Mindset is really about how you dialogue with yourself. And I'm teaching you now how to dialogue with yourself. I am worth it. I am worth more. And the more I have, the more other people benefit. I want you to say every day, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm enough. I deserve this. I attract, I'm a money magnet. I attract wealth. And I do such great things with that wealth that I attract more wealth and more wealth and more wealth. I want you every day to wake up and to wire in, fire in, and code in these statements of truth. I am worth it. I'm unique. I'm gifted. I'm talented. The universe gave me a talent. It's now giving me the ability to work out what that talent is and then to monetize it. And I'm a genius at monetizing my talent. You can say I'm a genius at monetizing my God-given talent, because God or the universe gave you your gift and it will support you 1,000,000%. 1,000,000% in pursuing that gift. You are never given a gift without being given the ability to pursue it, to monetize it, to make it amazing. You're given a gift and you are given the ability to monetize it. You get to change twice every single day. First, you change what you think, and then you change what you do. And saying I am a wealth magnet, I have abundance, I have massive financial abundance. That top 20% will always be employed, and I'm in the top 20% and I'm staying. I might even be in the top 5% or 2% or 1%. That's where I'm going. That's who I am. And if you say that all the time, you are changing twice. Change what you think, change what you do, change what you radiate. You were born knowing you were worth it, knowing you were enough, knowing you had something to offer the world. You have a voice, you have a talent. And when you add to that voice and talent phenomenal, unstoppable self-belief, you will be phenomenal and unstoppable. If 80% of success is mindset, you can give yourself that mindset. There are so many YouTube talks, so many programs, including my I'm Enough program, that will show you how to take the mindset of wealth. And you know what? You were born with that. You're not even getting something different. When you were a kid, you didn't go, oh, I better not eat this avocado. My mum can't really afford it. I better not, nurse too much. We might run out. I better ask for stuff. I said, well, that's a lot of money. She looked at me in a very pitying way and said, Mummy, you don't buy it. The elves make it. You can have whatever you want. We were in a store and she saw a magazine stand. She ran over around it and said, Mummy, look at this bracelet. It was free. So she ripped it off the front, because that's what her life was like then. Everything was free. Everything was available. You having more does not mean others having less. And if you've given yourself those incorrect beliefs, you can erase them and eradicate them. So right now, I want you to take your 2 fingers. I want you to press the area right in between your eyebrows. It's your third eye. I want you to press and make a little circle. And I want you to say, I am calling in, coding in, wiring in, firing in massive abundance, phenomenal wealth. Keep doing that, because you are impressing. When you press the area in between your eyebrows with your 2 fingers, you are impressing in that you are worthy of wealth. Instruct, install, and impress upon yourself wealth. Say to your mind, what I insist on, what I require for myself, what I'm giving to myself is wealth. I'm a wealth magnet, a money magnet. I am so abundant. I have it all, and I attract more and more and more. One more time, code that in, call that in, impress, instruct, and install the beliefs of wealth. And finally, for the last few moments, just move your shoulders from side to side. Just sway from side to side. And as you sway, I want you to believe, to see, to know that as you sway, you are erasing, eradicating, eliminating, shattering, and smashing the things your parents told you about money. So sway from side to side, erase, eradicate, eliminate, shatter, smash, end whatever your parents told you, because that was their stuff, it's not yours. Erase the old, wipe that slate clean, wipe out those old messages, they are not you. Erase those old beliefs, they're not you. And then touch your third eye again and again. Instruct, install, impress as you press. Impress upon yourself. You are attracting wealth, riches, success, phenomenal success. Call it in, code it in, wire it in, fire it in. And you can do this every day because it only works. You're abundant, you're wealthy. And abundance means having a lot of everything all the time. You can have it all, and you can have it all the time. Wealth, love, joy, success. So open your eyes and just decide to use this material. And just come back into the room, knowing that abundance is your birthright, wealth is your birthright. It's all available to you. All the time, not some of the time. So how are you? How are you feeling? I think you're on mute, darling. Could you just unmute yourself?
Yeah, I tried paying attention to all the comments that were coming in. I know everybody was, supposed to be in this meditation, but it was really strange, even for myself. Just in the beginning part, I have to go back and watch the video, but it was almost like inside of me, I felt like tears wanted to come.
Of course.
Like
letting go, and you need to have a huge letting go.
Yeah. I'm excited to go back and re-listen to it. And the comments are just, you're amazing, Marisa. And I just have to express my gratitude for you saying yes to coming and sharing with our audience. I also see, actually, and it's probably no surprise to you, that some people have taken your RTT that are listening in.
And that's one. Last year we won 13 awards. And I don't have a degree in psychology. I'm not an eminent doctor. But I've never found that a handicap. I found it a blessing, because I'm not one of those people who's trained to look for the medical. I don't look for the chemical imbalance in the brain. I don't see people as a machine with a broken part. I see people as people with broken experiences. We're not damaged machines. We're people who've had damaged events in our life. And, I was going to be a nanny. I thought I was so stupid, so untalented, so just a beige thing. And I thought the best I could ever be was a nanny. And I've come so far, because the first thing I did was give up that belief. And then you can have anything you want, but you've got to believe you're worth it. Mm-hmm. And now I think, what a waste if I'd been a nanny, because I've changed people's lives all over the world. And my amazing people I've trained, over 4,000 of them all over the world, are changing lives. And if I hadn't done what I was meant to be, none of that would happen. So it's not bragging. It's like, wow, am I lucky that I didn't become a nanny? Nothing wrong with being a nanny, but the universe had other plans for me, and it has other plans for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. So you shared before we went to the meditation, people can connect with your organization by visiting imenough.com.
Yeah, well, we have, if you want to do what I do, if you want to train with me and do what I do, you can go to rtt.com.
Okay.
Sure, we'll give you a special deal. If you want to find someone that does what I do, find one of our amazing grads, like the girl who's on here today, go to rtt.com, find a therapist.
Okay.
You want a product for you to smash out those wealth blocks, go to imenough.com, and we're giving you half price on that program.
Thank you. What a wonderful way to end the day today. And like I said, I truly am grateful that you said yes and came and shared your wisdom and your insight, and most of all, your humble approach to how more of us need to step into the way of doing business these days.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I have one more minute, just one other thing that's immensely useful is that we used to work for companies and they pat us on the back, go, hey, well done, good job. If you work for yourself, no one is going to be praising you. And there is nothing to boost your self-esteem like praise, and nothing to diminish it like criticism. Build your praise muscle. Every day you got to go, I did a great job. Wow, it was amazing today. Gosh, what a gift I found in myself. I coached that client. I created something amazing. We praise will build your self-esteem like nothing else on the planet. If you're not getting any praise, praise yourself. Think of what the great boss would say to you and say it. What would a great client say? Say it. Your mind doesn't go, who's saying that? Where's that coming from? It doesn't know, and it certainly doesn't care. What a great boss, customer, client would say to you, say it to yourself, and it will feel even better.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay, enjoy the rest of your day, Marisa.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, go and take the Money Blocks, the RTT course, or the I'm Enough. It will change your life. We don't promise it, but we guarantee it. See you soon. Lots of love. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.